Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Agent of Zion and I'm bringing you another Fever in-house end of season 1 tournament round 1 game. This time it's between Madmen of Zon and Team Win. That's We Ignite Noobs. Alright, we've got the Madmen of Zon down here on the bottom with Master Yi, Sona, Caitlyn, Kennen, and Singed. With We Ignite Noobs up with Anivia, Warwick, Soraka, Rumble, and Ashe. Interestingly enough, We Ignite Noobs only has one Ignite, so keep that in mind. Also, just a bit of clan information. Everyone, let's all chip in $1 and buy Love Shard a new computer, because this Etch-a-Sketch he's running on just is not doing too well. I've seen this game about 9 times so far. I've had a lot of trouble getting my league replay and then my recording software and then my conversion software all up and running. So I know we're going to be sitting here at this screen for a little while, but in order for me to make sure that I got everything down correctly, there was just no way to cut off the front of this video. So the thing that's really striking me here is that We Ignite Noobs, they don't have a dedicated tank, while Madmen of Zon do. Singed is a great tank. He's great positional authority, and he can just cause a lot of mayhem just by running around. It's what he likes to do. Meanwhile, the only two tanky-ish characters are Warwick and Rumble on the other team, and those really aren't my first choices, and I don't think they should be yours either, because Rumble really capitalizes on his early game damage, and then to try to turn around and go from that into a tank perspective, it's a bit of a shift and it doesn't always work out quite right. Meanwhile, Tankwick, yeah, it's a thing, but it's not that good of a thing. Although I will say that I do believe Warwick is a better jungler than Yi. He's going to come out of the jungle a lot faster. He's a lot tighter on his route. He has a little more flexibility in his route. Although I will admit I am not very familiar with Yi's jungle route or his tactics. We're getting some good sportsmanship from everybody here. Good luck, have fun. See this clairvoyance get popped right there, so they're expecting you to start at red or possibly the double golems, and that's just a good spot to try to cover both your angles. They may have caught Singed in the vision there, and that's just going to reinforce that position. We see a clairvoyance pop up on MOZ's side, and Warwick going to start at blue. No big surprise. That's what he needs. He needs to keep his abilities up as often as possible, and the mana regen will keep him in the jungle until he decides he doesn't want to be. Looks like he is going to start at Wraiths. Yep, there we go. There's the Alpha Strike. Just demolishing that big Wraith there with the Smite. And we're going to see these lanes split up. Kennen is a decent mid. He's got the range. He's got some pretty good harass. And he's going to be facing up against Anivia here. Meanwhile, Singed top lane as expected, and Caitlyn's going to be babysat by Sona down here at the bottom. Singed is going to be facing off against Rumble, while Ashe and Soraka are going to be going toe-to-toe with Sona and Caitlyn. A couple interesting things to point out here. Sona did not go ahead and get the mana manipulator. She opted instead to get a sight ward and a health pot instead of completing that item. And what that's going to allow her to do is they're going to try to keep an eye on Warwick in his jungle, and then they're going to put the ward up, make sure nobody gets ganked, and that'll help out quite a bit. Meanwhile, Soraka not even going to build a second fairy charm. She just grabs the one, a rack of pots, and a sight ward. Not a bad decision. Possibly the most interesting thing about that bottom lane, though, is that Ashe is definitely the stronger late game champion than Caitlyn. I'm not quite sure how the picks and bans went, but they were chosen in an order. I'd be interested to know who got picked first. And then on the flip side, Sona, definitely a better late game champion than Soraka. That AoE stun can really turn the tide of battle, and while the global healing will help, I always prefer the stun. It's a lot easier to stop what your opponents are doing than it is just to play damage control. Yi coming back around, looks like he's got one pot left. This pot's 75% gone. He's going to pick up Race again, 70 some odd gold in his pocket. And Rumble getting harassed really, really hard by Singed here. I'm seeing a couple of errors in my league replay, but you got the gist of what's going on up here. Singed being very aggressive, trying to keep Rumble off that tower. But if Dr. Idiot can keep landing those harpoons, it's just going to make Singed life hell. Alright, we're looking at about 4 minutes now. Yep, there's that ward that got popped down. They saw Warwick bounce around. They know he's visible. They know he's going to come up and try for the gank. And like I said, he's out of the jungle a lot faster than Yi. He's not just now getting to the red, while Warwick is forcing Caitlyn and Sona to back off. Going back up to the top lane. We're seeing Rumble in just a much better position than Singed here. He's definitely getting some more creep score on him, and Yi is really going to have to step it up, go up there, and try to get Rumble off of Singed's back. Soraka coming up, going to plant her own ward down by Dragon. Definitely a nice move. They know they could wait a little while longer on that because Yi does take longer through the jungle, and it looks like we're about to try to see a gank up here. Alright, we pop Ghost. He's getting flipped. He's getting hit. Alpha struck. Slammed in the face. He's taking a lot of damage here. I don't know if he's going to get away. Flashes over the wall. Good flash. Moving fast. Putting his abilities. Good use there. He's going to have to back off here. But he doesn't. He wants to stay on him. He's taking tower aggro. And that is the first blood. First blood in favor of We Ignite Noobs. I don't know if Ignite was used for that. Possibly. At any rate, the Yi is definitely feeling pretty noobish at this point because the worst possible thing happened. You gave up first blood and double buffs to a Rumble that is already doing really, really well in lane. I just completely missed the fact that Anivia took out Kennen in lane. They're obviously... she's obviously at level 6. Kennen's still stuck at level 5. And he's missing out on this vital XP and gold that's just slamming into that tower. He's going to have to cover that, which gives Rumble more time to push up against Singed. Getting some back and forth here down bottom. Nothing to speak of per se. Caitlyn's pretty low, but she's getting babysat by Sona. I wouldn't be too worried about her, especially with that ward up. Yi is really going to have to come up top, relieve Singed so he can go back. But in lieu of doing that, he's going to pick up Wraiths, and Kennen is going to try some foolishness here, it looks like. No, he's doubling back. Says, I don't want to go up there. Rumble backed off. No problem. I'm going to get some last hits on this and see if I can't avoid these Anivia stuns. Yi going to be very aggressive here. He sees Warwick is up top, so he's going to drop a ward down by his blue. He's going to try to counterattack Warwick while he's in the jungle. Counter jungle, that's the word I'm looking for. And it could be very effective considering blue just popped up, so that's going to be Warwick's first stop once he gets Rumble back up here in lane. Singed, she's pretty confident against a Warwick. Warwick can't really do a whole lot to Singed at this point, but Rumble is back. So you can figure Warwick's is, yep, there he is. Come right down through here. And Yi is going to make his move. And he's going to try to either just take the blue or wait until Warwick is hurting from it and take it the hard way, so to speak. Yep, he's definitely within alpha strike range right there. So you can get on that minion. But he's going to back off? Perhaps there's a ward and Warwick saw Singed coming out. You know, I can't see We Ignite Noobs' words. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. Warwick's going to come back up. Rumble pops his ult down, slows Singe, kills Singe. It's 0-3 now. Rumble not going to get away, however. The Ignite popped on him, and Yi is going to do a little bit more damage to the Warwick. Sees Anivia coming up, and he's like, I am out of here, guys. No way in hell am I sticking around. I've got 5 seconds till my ult pops, so you know what? I'm in no real danger here. I'm going to Alpha Strike away. I'm going to pop my ult. I'm going to Ghost. Keeping the ult up. He knows he can be a little more offensive later with that. That is a great move. And so the score is 1-3 in favor of We Ignite Noobs. Don't know how they're living up to their name. I haven't seen any real specific Ignite kills, but then again, you know, I'm sure it contributed. Warwick, he got his blue stolen, so he's kind of upset about that, and especially given his mana considerations. And he's got to just auto-attack those tiny minions down just to get the clock restarted. Warwick should be thinking about going into MOZ's jungle right now to get their blue. It's sort of a tit for tat, so to speak. But Yi says, you know what, that wasn't going to run out anytime soon, but I don't want to risk Warwick grabbing it. I'm going to leave one minion there. I'm not worried about having blue. I'm Yi. I can run around and hit people without mana. It's not a problem. Kennen, though, he got the double buff off of Rumble. So he's just turned into a beast here in lane. And let's take a look at the creep score here. Kennen 43 to Anivia's 51. That is not bad considering Kennen has died. And so the double buff should hopefully help him step that up a bit. Yi gonna go back, pick up red again. We're gonna see a double buff Yi ready for some action and just kind of itching for revenge. He's sitting at 0-1-1 right now, and he's gonna need a lot more farm. He's gonna need a lot more kills to be effective in the late game. Meanwhile, Rumble going to town on these minions. Singe kind of dancing around. I'm trying to get him poisoned. He's coming up out of nowhere. Rumble is in serious trouble right now. He's getting his revenge on him. The flash is not going to be enough. The slow's not going to be enough. He gets flipped as expected. And Hiro Sakamoto playing Yi grabbed it. That was the revenge kill right there. And we've got Kennen going toe-to-toe with Anivia here mid. Neither one of them are really confident about their advantages, so they tried to back off, but then Anivia said, you know what, I can wall you off, get a good ult down. I've got an egg, what am I worried about? Well, what you should be worried about is that Yi on your back. You can't be slowed, so your ult's doing nothing there. And the health potion saves her life. Can't tell if the egg timer popped, but if it didn't, she survived with... No, it didn't pop. She survived with, I saw her at less than 10 health. She's sitting at 113 right now. That is dangerous. I would not be standing at that tower, egg timer or not. He has 131 attack speed, attack damage, and he's got the speed to back it up. So Warwick's going to come up, cover mid, and we're not really seeing a whole lot of action. Bottom lane, let's take a look at their scores here real quick. We've got Sona 6, Soraka 3, and then we got Ashe at 57, and then Caitlyn at 72. So Caitlyn is getting a lot more last hits, which is really surprising. I guess it's really hard to say. In a perfect game, I would think that an Ashe backed up by a Soraka would get more last hits than a Caitlyn. But then again, perhaps MX123, he's just not really proficient with Ashe. Perhaps not as much as he should be. Pretty sure I just messed his name up. Yeah, it's MXL. Ashe and Soraka know